All right, today's lesson, though, if you're ready for this, is actually along those lines. And I've been rereading some Kennedy stuff. Which, by the way, did I show you guys the Gary Halbert swipe file that I got? Did you guys see
Yeah,
that last
I
night?
actually finally got mine too. I went back and
Oh, did you?
I had originally thought about buying it and I didn't. Then I reached out to Bond and Kevin and bought it after the fact because you said it was worth getting. And they sent me
Yeah.
the same newspaper, by the way.
Yeah, no, I knew they would. I mean, this is a reprint of a reprint of a reprint. But anyway, good late night reading for you. Good to study, good to handwrite those things out, gets the juices flowing. Um, I did want to talk about the other thing I've been reading a lot is rereading some of Dan Kenny's original stuff, and I thought today would be appropriate to talk about message market and media match, and why your marketing probably isn't broken, it's just mismatched. And most marketing doesn't fail because it's bad. It fails because it's either in the wrong place, it's in front of the wrong people, or you've got the wrong message, or a combination of all three. So, I mean, you can have a great offer, you can have a great business or a great product, and still get zero response. Why? Because those pieces, media, message, and market, are not lining up. Um, so imagine the opening of a high-end steakhouse. Awesome chef, best cuts of meat, Kobe this, Wagyu that, perfect experience. And then you go and you try and market it at a vegan convention. What happens? Crickets. Not because the steak was bad, but because the market is completely wrong. Now, if you flip it, same steakhouse, same message, advertised in a hunting magazine, now you got a line out the door. Nothing changed except the match. So the three big pieces are the market, who you're talking to, the message, what you're saying, and the media, where you're saying it or what you're using to say it. So media could be TV, sales letter, postcard, what social media, whatever. When those three things align, marketing works really fast. We've seen that when, we know we've got a winner when all of a sudden the orders come pouring in or the phone rings off the hook. And that's usually because we had a match between media and message and the market. But when they don't, it's like pushing a boulder uphill. So really, I think the most important piece is the market, the who you are selling to. We had Brian Kurtz at the Alliance meeting last month, or now 2 months ago, and we asked him, what's the most important thing, the offer or the sales copy? And he said, nope, the list. The market is number one. 40% of an entire campaign is the list. Not does anybody need my service or not small businesses or homeowners. That's, what he considered was lazy. You want to address specific problems, specific situations, and specific people. A while back, Sean, you and I were targeting gun owners that had second homes in the desert or something along those lines. That is a market that is reachable. And so, you probably don't want to say, oh, we help
I
with
haven't figured
retirement
out how,
planning.
by the way.
Well, we can certainly do that. You could, um, so instead of saying we help with retirement planning, somebody could be saying we help business owners who just sold their company avoid getting crushed in taxes. So that's the market that they're looking for. The message obviously is what you're saying, and your message has one job, and that is the Robert Collier principle. Enter the conversation already happening in their mind. If your message doesn't match their problem, they will ignore you, right? So we provide comprehensive financial solutions. Nobody's ever going to wake up and think that, right? Better would be worried about running out of money in retirement. Now you've got attention. So, Sean, I'm not picking on you. I just happen to use financial advisor as my example there. And then media, where you show up. And this is where most people waste a lot of money. They go, let's try Facebook. Let's run some Google ads. Let's do LinkedIn. Without ever asking, is my market even here? Because up until recently, I don't think there's a lot of retirees on TikTok, although maybe there are now. Contractors, they're not reading long white papers, and high-end clients are not responding to cheap-looking ads. So again, wrong media equals wasted money and wasted budget. So where does it all break? Most businesses mismatch like this. Big, broad market, very generic message so you don't offend anybody and include everybody, and random media, which it leads to low response, price shoppers, and frustration. And then they say, my marketing doesn't work. No, you're out of alignment. Your alignment doesn't work. So how do we fix this? Start with the market and get painfully specific. Who are they and what are they dealing with right now? And then match the message. You want to speak directly to their problem, their fears, or their desire. Use their language, not yours. So again, eliminating jargon and things like that. How are they framing the question? What is the question that's going on inside their head? And then you've got to choose the proper media. Where does this person already go for information, solutions, and or distraction? And that's where you want to show up. So here's a question for you. Where is your biggest mismatch right now? Is it your market? Is it your message or media? And then ask yourself, are you too broad? Are you too generic? Are you in the wrong place? And then what's one change you could make this week to tighten up that match? So really focusing on your market. So when your message hits the right market in the right place, it doesn't feel like marketing. It's more feeling like timing, or you're relevant, or it's inevitable. That's when prospects say, this is exactly what I need. So stop doing more marketing and start doing aligned marketing. Make sure you've got those three pieces, message, market, and media, all matched up. So that is the words of wisdom for today. All right, well, until next time, I will talk to you all later. Go do something, implement